Today we celebrate the exaltation of the cross. And it's actually a double celebration. So the first is for the dedication of the Holy Sepulchre. So this big church building that was built around the tomb of Christ in Jerusalem in the year 335 by the Emperor Constantine. And the second thing we celebrate is the original cross. While they were building the foundation for the Holy Sepulchre, they found the cross. And so St. Helena, the mother of Emperor Constantine, was there, and they discovered the original cross. And our parish, our diocese, is really blessed to have like 2,000 relics, and a lot of those are displayed now at the cathedral and the little chapel of St. Mary behind there. Anyway, in all those relics, there's like 3 or 4 relics of the true cross, little shavings off the cross, which is an incredible blessing to have that. Now, the cross was a horrible instrument of torture, and the Romans used it to terrorize and control lands that they had conquered. And the intimidating, fearful message of the cross was that you don't obey the Romans or you cross the Romans, you're going to end up on a cross. It's a frightening message. And so there's a paradox of the cross. There's a bit of a mystery there. St. Paul said that the cross was a stumbling block to the Jews and an absurdity to pagans. Why in the world would you have something like that? Now, interestingly, in our first reading from Moses and from the book of Numbers, he's in the desert, and the people are eating this miraculous food that comes to them in the morning, and the manna, and they're sick and tired of eating it, and they're complaining to Moses, and they want something better. And God's frustrated with the people a bit, so he punishes them. He sends these seraph serpents among them, so poisonous snakes, okay? And when they get bit by the snakes, it's a fiery burn, and they eventually die from it. And so the people realize they've sinned, they repent, and they ask Moses to intercede for them. And Moses does. He goes to God, and God tells him to fashion a serpent out of bronze and put it on a pole. And stick the pole up where the people can see it. And those that are bit, when they look at the serpent, they're the seraph, that they will live. They won't die from the bite from the snake. And so Moses did that, and sure enough, the people lived. But it prefigured, it foreshadowed the cross. And just as the Israelites could look on that bronze serpent, Christians look on the cross and have a remedy for evil and suffering in our lives. Okay? Now, this morning I had a chance to look at Bishop Barron's reflection for today's gospel, and he had something that really struck me. So we're celebrating the cross, exaltation of the cross, and so he said to a first century Christian, that'd be like us celebrating the electric chair or the hangman's noose. And so why do we do that? And it's because of the resurrection. Right? Through the cross and Jesus' resurrection, he said that he would rise from the dead, and he proved that he had power over death, the worst death imaginable. That, the way that he died, he showed that he had power over it. Gives us confidence that we too can be raised from the dead if God will it for us. And how do we get into that? It's through our baptism. Through our baptism, we join Jesus in his suffering, death, and resurrection. It's hard to imagine. It's another mystery that we have in our faith. But we join him. And because we join him and he rose from the dead, we too will rise from the dead. And we have confidence in that he can do it. He has the power over death, and that he does what he says he's going to do. And it gives us confidence in our resurrection. And that's why we celebrate the exaltation of the cross.